Hey, what's up, guys? It's Preston here with Citizen Response, and today I want to talk about kind of what you should think about having on your belt whenever you show up to a pistol class. Whether that be, I'm not talking about your CCW for your state class, but after you take that, or even maybe before you take that, what it is you show up with when you're learning how to use your pistol. So this may just be a basic introduction to handgun course. This could be a concealed carry specific course, or even a higher level, like level 2, level 3 performance pistol course. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. All right, so first of all, a few different philosophies on kind of what you should show up with. Personally, I think whenever you take one of these classes from the armed civilian perspective, not from necessarily a law enforcement or a military perspective, I think you should show up with your concealed carry weapon. Now, if you're really new and haven't really had a lot of practice drawing from appendix, first of all, you can practice that in dry practice, but if you would prefer to wait until you have professional instruction, that's safe and totally good thing to do. So essentially, show up with your concealed carry gun. Now, you can choose to run it in an outside the waistband holster just for reps and for practice, but once you feel comfortable with the appendix draw, or however it is you're going to choose to conceal it, this is actually what I've worn. This exact setup is what I've worn in all my pistol classes because I run concealed, I practice concealed, that's my niche. And so I actually don't run an outside the waistband holster when I go to a class. I run everything exactly the same except for a few additives. So the first thing, I would run your holster. If you carry appendix, run an appendix. So this is my Almeida custom holsters with discreet carry concepts clips, and this is all on a Next Belt Supreme appendix belt. I prefer to practice how I actually carry, so I don't want to go out and carry like this and then throw on a giant war belt to my class because I'm not personally gaining anything out of that except for maybe having fun, which having fun isn't a terrible thing. But if you're really trying to maximize your money and maximize the value of your time, there's a lot of things that you can learn from a class that you might not learn out on the flat range by yourself. So I'd recommend trying to keep it as normal to what you would normally have as you normally would. So moving down the belt, I would recommend having an extra mag carrier. I personally carry my extra magazine right here at about the 3 o'clock. And actually, depending on the class you're taking, it might be a good idea to have 2 mag carriers. That way you can tack mag and always have a fully loaded mag, because some of these classes like the Achilles Tactics Performance Pistol class I took, which is about a level 3 class, it's a higher level class, we shot 650 rounds in one day, so I was constantly tack magging, and I wanted to have a full mag ready to go, and so I would have a double mag setup, but I wouldn't normally do that because a lot of classes you'll have time to reload in between drills. And so essentially it's really a good idea maybe to have an extra mag pouch, but I wouldn't go crazy, and I also wouldn't run your mag pouches outside the waistband because you probably don't carry them like that. So kind of keeping it natural, back to what I was saying earlier, have your extra magazine concealed as you normally would, but definitely have an extra magazine because a lot of the drills will be reload focused, and if they're not, if you run into a slide lock or maybe even a malfunction, it would be a good idea to have another magazine so you can get the maximum amount out of that specific rep, because some of the best reloads are the ones that you're not prepared for. That's how you see, okay, how good are my mechanics? How good am I at really reloading when I'm not expecting it to happen? So that's kind of another point right there. So now coming up all around to the back, I've got my med kit. This is a Live the Creed med kit. It's really awesome. I put in a lot of research before deciding what IFAK I wanted to run. I really like this one. I'm going to show you because I can come here, go and pull, right? The actual chassis stays attached to me, but I have all the contents I need, and I also have a tourniquet right here mounted to the bottom. This is not only for my personal safety, but this is so if I need to administer aid to anybody else on the range. Guys, anytime there's guns and firearms involved, you should have medical gear. When I'm talking about medical gear, I'm not talking about a boo-boo kit from Walmart. I mean legitimate tourniquets, chest seals, gauze, shears, everything you might need, to be able to stop like a pneumothorax or a laceration to a femoral artery or something like that. This is just a really good idea of something to have. Now, I'm not going to put it back on camera because I would look really stupid, so I'm just going to toss it on the ground right here. But it's a good idea to have your own personal IFAK for obvious reasons and reasons just stated. So moving down here, what I have is a dump pouch. Now, this may be surprising. A lot of people, there's been a lot of hate on dump pouches recently. Now, I understand where the hate could come from. this is nothing but a storage tool. I'm not trying to pull mags or reload out of here. What I do, if you're running a subcompact gun, like for me, I'm running the Glock 43X, it's my carry gun, and I've actually run this or the Glock 48 at every class that I've taken. You are at an inherent disadvantage because your magazines are only 10 rounds. And a lot of times, you know, guys will come up to the line, they're not following my advice or other people's advice, and they're showing up with war belts with 6-7 magazines on them, right? And those are double stack mags, some with extended base plates. I mean, you gotta have a lot of magazines on you. And so what I'll do is I'll throw my extra magazines in here, as well as I'll just dump some loose ammo in a mag loader. That way, between every time I run a drill, I'm loading my mags. That's just how it is. If you run a subcompact gun, you know, or something a little bit smaller with less capacity, even if you run a 1911, this may be something that apply to you. I'd recommend running a dump pouch. You can keep extra ammo because you don't want to be that guy that everyone else has to stop what they're doing because you ran out of ammo. And now everybody has to slow down because you have to go run back to the table to go load your mags. Just bring enough mags with you. You know, even if you only have a few mags, if you're able to have ammo in your mag loader, you can just be reloading in between drills, because usually you'll be good from the classes that I've taken. You'll be good if you have 3 or 4 magazines for one burst of a drill, and then there'll be some kind of lull. So either the instructor will stop to correct someone or teach, or you'll kind of start moving on to another drill, or you'll assess your performance. While he's talking, while you're doing that, you can be loading mags. So that's just another thing that I keep on here. And that's all I got, guys. Now, obviously, if you're running like a low light class or something, you'll have little lights that you can attach, chem sticks that you can attach as well. You know, you may want to run some other things, but for the average concealed carrier, for the average person, you know, looking to become proficient with their firearms, you really don't need a ton of Gucci gear. You don't really need a lot of stuff. Take that money, and instead of spending it on super expensive war belt setup with everything you don't need, just get this Live the Creed pouch with everything in it. I mean, I put the contents together myself, but I bought the pouch. I think it was like $70 or $80. And then this is actually this dump pouch. I think it's Condor or something. I bought it. I've had it since I played airsoft in middle school, and it's held up just fine. So take that money and get yourself a nice, really good belt, good holster and everything, and then all the rest that you have, don't blow it on gear. Take that money, maybe putting it into a little savings for ammunition so that you can train more, or maybe putting it towards a class so that you can learn more. Guys, I hope you appreciated the video. I hope that you maybe learned something. If you have any critiques or anything maybe you think I missed out on, or anything that you have on your belt that maybe I left off, that maybe something that I could include, let me know down in the comment section. And as I do at the end of all my videos, you know, I give a little spiel. You know, I just talk a little bit about my faith, because I think it's important, you know, us as Christians, if you're not a Christian, this may not apply to you as much, but if you are a Christian, it's important to use whatever God has blessed you with and leverage it for the kingdom, right? So I just started this channel for fun, honestly. I think it's really exciting, engaging with other people. I've learned a ton online. I've been able to share a lot of information online with other people as well. And so I thought, you know what, God has obviously given me this platform for some reason. He's allowed it to flourish a little bit. You know, I never thought I would have, you know, over 500 subscribers, now probably 600. And I never thought that I would have almost 1,000 followers on Instagram for just doing something that I love, which is shooting. And not even just shooting, but concealed carry shooting specifically. So, you know, man, I just really felt convicted to use my platform for the good of God's kingdom. You know, so as I always say, man, if you don't know Jesus, you can talk to me about it, or you can go talk to someone else about it. Just ask, right? All it takes is just asking. Like, guys, I was not always there. I did not always believe. I was more of a deist, maybe kind of an agnostic. But man, Jesus, like, will have a personal relationship with you. And I've seen so many lives transformed. And guys, I'm being 100% honest, like probably 50 plus people I could name off right now who I've seen take complete 180s because God has worked through the Holy Spirit in them. And man, it's amazing. So God can work like that in your life as well. He's worked like that for me, absolutely. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. As always, you know, get out there, train hard, stay safe.